You know, my goal when I was younger in my 20s was to have the big mansion. I see on TV choices that I thought were gonna get me there ended up getting me in a dirty, dark, damp hotel room, $18 a night hotel room, and that's where I stayed. I'm from Macon, Georgia. My story is kind of like the movie Cool Runnings. It doesn't snow in Macon.
From Spiral Course on Mount Izunakogan, a cold, wet, and ugly day as we start the four-man competition. And a guy that's been stealing some of the headlines from Brian Shimer is this man, his pusher, Chip Minton. The Americans have one shot at an Olympic medal on this run down the mountain.
The year before in the World Cup competition, we won a gold and a silver on that same track, so we were favorites for winning the gold medal.
Right here, he's gonna have the clean line. The graveyard's gonna eat him alive, or he's gonna win a medal. No speed, 79.8, minus 14.
And I think Brian Shimer is gonna do it.
Might be enough to bring it home. It's gonna be right to the 100.
Can the Americans hold on at the bottom? No!
When everything was over and done, we missed an Olympic medal by 2/100ths of a second. If you don't know how fast 2/100ths of a second, it's the blink of an eye. When the Olympics were over, I became a professional wrestler with WCW. I got to travel all over the country, but the void was still there. I always encourage young people and even older people to make your dreams and make your goals come true, to work hard, believe in yourself. But I also want them to know, even though you make that dream come true, it's still not going to fill the void in your life. Being a pro wrestler didn't work. Being a bodybuilder didn't work. My marriage is not working. I thought, what else do I have to do? I was coming home from the gym one day. I pulled into the store and I bought a quart of beer. And as I drank the alcohol, it would make me feel like a different person. My alcohol drinking used to start at 7, then it came to 6 o'clock, then 4 o'clock, and all of a sudden I started to drink around the clock. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could fix it. I thought I could do it on my own. I went to a doctor one day. He gave me a prescription narcotic. Immediately, I turned into a drug addict. What am I gonna do when these run out? Alcohol and the pain pills together weren't enough, and I started mixing street drugs, things like cocaine, methamphetamines. This is where the consequences really started to come in my life. You know, I would wake up in the hospital, strapped down to the bed with these handcuffs and leg chains. 3 days later, I was back in again. I was repeating the same behavior over and over, but expecting different results. My family would surround me. They just had this desperate look in their eyes, and they would say, Chip, why can't you just stop? My daughter, she had seen me one time under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and she was about this tall at the time. She looked up at me with those big blue eyes, and she balled up her little fist, and she looked up and she said, Daddy, I hate you. I hate you. If you ever thought that I was gonna quit, that would have been the time. But things got worse. All of a sudden, I lost my wrestling career. I lost a lot of weight. I stopped working out. I was drinking, drugging around the clock. My wife said, Chip, you gotta go. I checked into a dark hotel room and I isolated myself from everybody. Then at one point, everything stopped working. Here I was, a 2-time Olympian, a professional wrestler, beautiful young daughter. You know, how did I get here? I had a life insurance policy. My family would be taken care of. I started thinking about ending my own life. Just to think about it gave me relief. Woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, this is the night I'm gonna do it. And I got up, I went to the door, and right before I grabbed that handle, I stopped. And I remember I fell to the ground, all the way to the ground, and I started praying to God. I was hurting, I was spiritually bankrupt, and I was lost. Right then and there on that floor, in the best way I knew how, I asked Jesus Christ to come into my life and save me, and that's the biggest day of my life. I could feel my heart just kind of turning and changing. Right there, the desire to drink, the desire to take drugs left. All the anger, the resentments, everything that I had going on left, and I could feel God come in. It scared me. It scared me to death, because right then at that point, right there, I knew God was real. My mom and my brother prayed for me for years, but on June 28, 2003, that's when it hit. I was a sinner in need of a Savior, and that's when I realized all I had to do was surrender. I remember the next day, I checked out of that hotel room, checked into rehab, and I never looked back. The Christian walk isn't always easy. Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's painful, but I know that now I'll never walk alone.
Team Impact is about life change. Chip's story is an incredible testimony, and we believe there are countless people in your community that need to encounter Jesus Christ in the same way. Team Impact, through a captivating presentation, draws lost people to your church. Once in your church, they will hear a clear presentation of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Team Impact's program has been viewed by congregations around the world. Call us today to see how we can partner with your church.